Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. It's 10 AM in UK time and many people are asking me, what is the current state of the breakout? We're gonna look into that in the 4-hour. Very interesting developments as well on the daily. And I see that there is clearly a division among the people on my Telegram group and on crypto Twitter as well. Some people are feeling quite disappointed that we haven't gone into 85, 89, where they were planning to actually enter. They feel left down by the price bouncing at 91 and suddenly going all the way to 98.5. But also the longs that are trading the breakout are experiencing that annoying feeling on having entered on a long, but now feeling almost like it's gonna turn into a fake out. And today is the end of the month of November. So definitely the closing price is gonna have a huge effect as soon as we start December. Or at least that is what I saw 4 years ago in the cycle. The same kind of feeling of indecision. And then suddenly in December, we just follow through what we saw in November. In this video, we're gonna go in through all of that. I'll give you an update on the 4-hour strategy for the weekend, early week as well. There's two levels, very interesting at the moment. The 94K, if you're taking notes, make sure that you pick every time I mention 94K. And there's a level that's also going to start resonating today, which is 85K. And this is not about forecasting those levels. It's about identifying the high attractive levels and then putting them to battle against each other to see which one really makes more sense at the end. And since we are having a breakdown on the 4-hour in here, I think it's definitely worth keeping an eye for those targets and not just think that because we have a nice ride from 91 to 98.5, we must take for granted that we close November breaking 100K. That will be silly. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell to get notified every time I put out one of these videos. And if you're wondering what happened with the update last night, that's an obvious answer. It went to Coin Bureau Trading. So make sure that you're subscribed, not just to the Trading Parrot, but to Coin Bureau Trading. 3 of my videos are going to the channel. It's been a couple of weeks that I've been consistently uploading the update to Coin Bureau Trading on Friday, Sunday, and one of the days in the week randomly. Typically in the evening in UK time. The rest of the videos continue to go consistently to the Trading Parrot. And of course, my time-sensitive alerts, my change of mind, and all of those things are going to Telegram, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you want to get notified of those for free, just go ahead and subscribe. If you don't mind Telegram, that's the best option. The best option for me is that you subscribe all of them, of course. Why? Well, people look at the numbers and they land in a Telegram group. They say there are 2,000 subscribers. I might as well follow the crypto capo because he's got a lot more followers. And I am following him just for the fun of seeing that every single call he makes has been wrong pretty much for the past 2 years. Anyways, let's go into the content. November seems to be a very happy ending month, with almost 38% up, which is just mind-blowing for a month in a 2024 cycle. Remember that targets and volatility is supposed to be diminishing, but we are seeing something very similar to what we saw in 2020 with 42% and those 30% in 2016 as well, kind of around the same range. What we never saw before was these levels of open interest. And as you can see, my call when we were passing the 29 billion, which was my first call for the top of the open interest in this new expansion of the market, which was wrong. And then I say, okay, let's use the Fibonacci extension trend line and let's see if that's gonna give us a better target. So my second attempt, or third potentially, I don't remember, was $32 billion in open interest. And why do I care about trying to figure out the open interest targets? Shouldn't I be focusing just on the price? And I think that's where people underestimate looking at other aspects and not just the price. The price is great, but looking at different things with attention, with a critic view, analytic, and using mathematical tools that work everywhere sometimes can give you a massive edge. We have been using the open interest to forecast the reversal in August and buying at 49, buying at 53.5. We forecast that we were going to go to the top of the range of all this parallel channel. We forecast the breakout, and then we forecast the top without even knowing that it was going to get to 100K. We just thought the flag is pointing there. So we are in the last day of the month and the open interest couldn't break above this. So open interest, just with my eyes closed, is saying we won't break 100K by the end of November. Does that mean that we will never do it? No, not at all. Not in December. Neither that. It doesn't mean anything. It just means the month of November is not the month for 100K. As opposed to here, where we broke above the resistance before we exit from the megaphone pattern of 8 months. Pretty substantial alpha, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you think that that's just bollocks, which I always smile, because if it works for me, I really don't care. I just ask you guys because I'm curious about your opinion. But the more I hear people doubting certain alphas, somehow I feel a little bit more joy because it makes it much more unique. Think about it. You thought about it. It worked for you. You made money with it. And even after making money with that, people are still thinking that is bollocks. That makes it even greater. All right, going into the weekend price action, we can see that we closed on Friday at 98.4. That is not what we usually want. We want to close the highest possible. So if we come down during the weekend, we had that price insurance from CME. Is it 100% insurance? Nothing is. It's just a 99, 97% insurance. Do I take it? Sure, absolutely. Every weekend so far, even if it fails. So where are we? If the price goes up in here, then we create a gap and we have to come back all the way to 98.4. Remember, it's 98.4 price in CME exchange, Chicago, not on Binance, not on Bybit. Those prices are cheaper. So it's a 98.4, probably in a typical exchange that is 97.6, 97.8. You have to check. The price closed at 6 p.m. UTC. If the price goes down, a lot down, then we create a massive gap as well, and we can somehow have some confidence that we are in a bull market and that we should go back up to close it eventually. All right, again, same elephant in the room as yesterday. We saw this bullet in here. We broke out from the RSI. I said price is breaking out before the RSI. That is something that makes me uneasy. I noted that people say in the comments, you are overreacting, it's nothing. I don't feel really 100% confident when I see the price doing it before the momentum. It feels like there is a divergence there. It feels that the momentum really doesn't want to dip the toes on the cold water, the price does, and then somehow, sometimes the whole thing ends up doing this, which is breaking down after having broken out. Ouch. So we came back in here, we tested the green line. I say the green line is important, relevant as a last line in the sand, but now we have done multiple candles while I was sleeping. I hope you guys were monitoring this more than myself. But now we are at 53 from 62. So we have done already 10 points down in the RSI. Momentum has cooled down. Can it push up and then still break out? Yes, but every time we mess up number one, mess up number two, we start screwing up with the clean plan. You know, just the green, give me that green candle, break 100K, no questions asked. But now this thing is a bit indecisive, end of the month. So my speculation is either we're going to see a rejection on 100K once again, the selling wall is still there with 200 million, or price is still suppressed because of the end of the month. They want to close the candle at certain price, give certain illusion, keep certain algos within certain range. And then by the end of November, maybe this breaks out, this time from below the green line, which is something we have seen in the 4-hour happening on Bitcoin multiple times. I mean, we saw it in here when we broke out below the trend line and then we still shoot below the initial support broken. There are multiple examples. I don't even remember which ones, but I remember they happen very often. So still keep an eye for the resistance, which is now at 57. Last Saturday, we broke down and we did all this move from 66 to 33, okay? So assuming the worst, that we do the same as last Saturday, and then after having broken down from a support on the 4-hour, we make a journey from 57 to, let's say, 24, which will be another 33 points down. That will take the RSI around here. and it will look really, really bloody for the markets. So we have the resistance at 57 and the support. There are plenty of areas in between, but let's look at the worst case scenario because it's interesting to me. 57 resistance, and let's say 25 that target. So that takes us into 86.9, very close to this order block at 85, definitely below the order block that contained the price at 90 in the middle of the week. You can see that people that are trading price are probably in here already in a short. Many enter already at 98. I'm well aware of that. How? Because we look into the liquidity in here and I can see when it starts getting thicker. So that's my way of sneaking into what are they doing and how many of them as well, like quantitative, relative. So we got one level pointing at the 85. We have already broken down. We could potentially just hit the white line, but unfortunately this white line has been broken. So now it's located at 34 in confluence with the PNR statistic value, which is around 33 so far. So let's put that target to, let's say 34, and that could take the price back to 91.6, precisely where we close this candle. So that could form in here a double bottom formation, which could be really interesting. This double bottom formation could build a lot more strength than just this inverse head and shoulder, which actually failed to do the full target so far. I mean, it looks in here like it's broken, but it's just about to break it. It's not fully broken, I will say. This could be just the retest still, as long as the current candle, which closes in an hour and a half, goes back up. You could still say that we can defend this neckline in here if the red candle goes back above and then shoots above 98.5, and then we get a higher high and a higher low. Then structure not broken, upside is still there. For that to happen, the RSI needs to cross the 57. And hold on your horses, because this is getting a bit more complicated, because this trend line has already been a fake out. So we need to move it in here. So our resistance is not 57, but 60, a little bit higher. So let's move this up to 60. And okay, our resistance now is 98K. We need a candle close on the 4 hour above 98K. We have also the support of 98.5, very close to this, so we can unify this into just 98.2. Then say that we have confluence there. Let's close about 98.2. That is our compromise resistance. Let's close this red candle not lower than when we are at 96.5, and let's confirm the bullish breakout. If we stay here and we close even lower than where we are at 96.5, then don't be surprised with either reaching the 91.6, which will hopefully just get there for potentially building that double bottom formation. But if we actually put a lower low, then that 86, 85 could be on the horizon. Let's look for more clues about that 86. Is it possible from the daily perspective? On the daily, we have support at 57, and we have a last line in the sand at 29, 57 and 29. But remember what the 4 hour did on a channel very similar to this. The 4 hour broke and produced a W around here at the 53. That is also doable sometimes as a liquidity hunt, and then you still go up. So let's say 57 with a maximum up till 53, 57 to 53, and then 29. So our support is on the daily between 92.7 to 90.7. That is in confluence with the point of control. Going all the way to the bottom is a little bit extreme as a target, because that literally is taking us to touch once again the megaphone pattern, and it pretty much will destroy this whole impulsive move. And in my opinion, it could cause a failure of the bull run if we go there. On megaphone patterns, we have in the past cycles come back for a retest like this when it's an early retest. If we go all the way up to 100K right now and we have to come back to retest the megaphone pattern, that is a little bit like having an earthquake and a tsunami, all of it in the same small island, and with the person that you hate the most in your life. I think retail has come back. We have 44 in here. We made a top of 65 during the month on Google Trends. And for me, we are just having a bull run that has the typical corrections. Going to 85 just makes this bull run look the same as previous bull runs. And there are lots of evidence that we might be already in an altcoin season and people are still waiting for it. For example, seeing that the ETFs flows were negative for a couple of days, but not really damaging that much Bitcoin. That is precisely what you want to see in an altcoin season. You get inflows from barely 300 yesterday, and then you look at the inflows yesterday on Ethereum, and they are larger than Bitcoin for the first time. What the hell? That is really crazy. We are still in extreme greed. We're about to close the month in November, pointing up on a stochastic RSI. In previous cycles, like in 2013, that brought a new higher high, but in 2021, it also did, but it was very humble, the new higher high. Right now, it has already produced a higher high. The question is, are we gonna really make it into the area of overbought to 80, or are we just gonna go back straight into 20? And I personally expect to see the stochastic RSI to do something like this into early 2025, but that totally depends on the general markets. Whales remain here in a battle very balanced between withdrawals and deposits, nothing really categoric yet. And tomorrow, if we don't see the price of Bitcoin breaking the all-time high, we will confirm on the weekly a bearish cross and just a small retracement on the RSI weekly as well. Let's look at the liquidity. It's incredibly shy, the price action, as soon as we get into 99. And it's absolutely ridiculous because most of the time, we could say 99.9% of the time, when you have something red like this, which means lots of liquidation pools ready to be taken by the market maker, and you are that close, typically the price just goes straight for it. It's like sitting down on a table and you're extremely hungry and they put you all the food and you just don't eat it. Instead, you just say, no, sorry, today I'm not gonna eat. And that's what the price is currently doing. And it seems manipulative to me that for a second time, we get this close to the red and we just don't take it. And why is that? Well, either some traders are respecting still the selling wall of over 200 million, or some of them are waiting to see how we close November, which is tonight, or how we close the weekly, which is tomorrow, or someone is waiting for something. I have no clue, but the liquidity is there, and pretty much in the past year, we always take it. In some exceptions, if there is liquidity in here, and in here, sometimes we just take one, sometimes we take 1 and 2 only, and sometimes we take 1, 2, and 3. That is kind of acceptable. What is really weird is that currently we have 1, 2, 3, and we just come twice here. And when we're really close, we say, oh no, I'm just gonna leave it there. And why is that? Well, every time we go there, there is a huge selling wall. Pretty much all traders together go with their selling orders, limit orders above the price all over the place, getting this into extreme levels of red. You can see that we are sometimes over 0.2, and then they buy it all together as soon as we go a little bit further away from 100K. Let's zoom out as much as we can and let's keep a line at the levels that we currently have. I want you to pay attention to two things. Number one, the concentration and density of the red levels, which are all above the ratio of 0.17. Then we're going to scroll to the left and we're going to find the panic selling at 49K in here in August. That is red, I give you that. But then we very rarely see so much concentration of selling. Even at 73.5 that you see these levels, focus how far we are there from 0.20. Limit selling orders. There was selling. This was a huge distribution and it doesn't reach the levels where we are. So although I want to believe that we are here to break the 100K, I really find the bag really mixed. On one hand, we come back again to hit the 100K. Are we really there to hit the 100K, or are we there just to distribute and produce a double top? Let me know in the comments, because I find evidence constantly from any indicator that is contradictory. This one in here says distribution. We're gonna go to 85K. The liquidity says, oh, we are here for a second time. That must be because we're gonna this time take it. This is the lucky one. But then we go close and we just go away again. Not that far away yet, we can still do it, but why are we getting shy in here is my question. I hope the answer is just because we are a few points away from altcoin season triggering and saying, yes, we made it into altcoin season, and all the transition into altcoin season once again proves to be the best times to enter, as long as you get it right and you don't see a rejection back into Bitcoin season, which is what happened in here and in here. And on the third, on the breakout that we call out in my video in Coin Bureau Trading, we made it finally to 67. Hopefully we can get into 80s and 90s. You can see how much it lasts in April 2021, in August 2020, and in August 2022. The Bitcoin dominance is producing a breakdown this week, hopefully closing Sunday. That means that the flow of the cash is exiting Bitcoin before getting into 100K, allowing for the alts to run. We talk about this pattern with the three circles here, support there, support in here. This took a lot longer thanks to the ascending wedge. We are about to break below that support, and then we are going to be talking about altcoin season, I suspect, as long as we don't get a black swan event, of course. Monthly, very important. We are about to close the monthly candle, and you can see that the RSI monthly is at 72 almost, and the volatility hasn't made it to the top that we are expecting to reach during this bull market. So is there still room for more volatility, hopefully to the upside this market? Absolutely yes. We are at 157. We have made a top of 181, which was in May 2024. So if we get that impulsive last leg up to 150 or 200, 300K, I'm sure we get into 3, and then we're going to have a very nice Bollinger Bands with diminishing highs. Now the RSI on the monthly, by getting at 72, is just 7 points away from reaching the top of the RSI. And if you watch my channel, and if you have been watching all my tutorials about RSI that you can find if you go to my channel to playlists and then hit trading tutorials, you get 8 tutorials. 3 of them are just 3 episodes of RSI. Watch them all. CPR, trading different, liquidation pools. Do something for yourself. Then you will definitely know that reaching this 78, even if this is the top of the market in RSI value, that doesn't necessarily mean the top of the market in price. In here, in March, we reached 87, and that was at a price of 58. But you should know that when we came back up to 70, that's when we reached 69, which is over 10K above it. So we could go hit a target of 78, 79 in here, and then do a cool down, and then push back up to 70 or to 60 or whatever, and that could even give you 50K more upside. But knowing once you reach this is critical, because after reaching this, you start looking for bearish divergences, price action, dead cat bounces, early exits, a different strategy, very relevant for what's to come. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and we will do all of that together. At 93, we got a fair value gap that is very close to the 94 that I mentioned earlier in the video. If we slip below this, we have fair value gaps resuming at 85K. That's another confluence for 85K. Liquidation levels, we have a 94, which is the largest of the past 30 days. And above the price, we have 99.2. So making a move over this weekend or early next week to 94.2 shouldn't be that difficult. And I think I have made my mind with the channel on the Delta. We have it from August up until November being a channel to the upside. And my bias now is that we are building a channel to the downside. And I'm trying to find a way to connect this. Why is that important? Well, because we are heading up and I want to be as close as possible to where the longs are going to say, that's it, I'm gone, I'm exiting, and then the ratio of longs versus shorts could top somewhere in here and start making a journey back down into the bottom of the channel, which in this case, if you see the channel is a channel down, so it could reach a little bit lower than that. Very relevant to have your circle there the next time that you're looking for a long, if we get somewhere around there. That could make that alpha very juicy once again after I don't know how many times we've been using this alpha, and it has worked really well. So let's do a wrap up because people want a wrap up. There is extremely high selling pressure at the moment. Every time we get closer to 100K, people put all this sell wall, not just visible stack there, but they react very quickly and this spikes into over 0.20, which is never seen in this bull run cycle, not even at 73.5. That is kind of spooky, scary to think about. So very careful with your longs still open in here. I'm not saying they're gonna fail, but since this is kind of new, weird behavior, I truly don't know if we can survive something like this from so much ask liquidity. But if you've been watching my videos, that liquidity tends to win most of the time as well. So if tomorrow we say once again the liquidity won, you will know why. And also if we go to those levels of 90, 85, we will also know why. So protect your positions. I will definitely consider trailing mine and starting to cut a little bit of it. But be responsible and make your own decisions. No one is saying it's easy and it's transparent as water. Guys, most of the deals of Black Fridays are ending today, including the Trading Parrot subscription. The Trading Parrot subscription at the moment is a little bit of mixed value. You're gonna find value if you want to use the bot assistant for trading bots, if you want to use Absoluto and other scripts that I use to automate bots. You're not gonna find bots that you can just copy all the parameters and start running yourself. If you wanna do copy trading, I already have in the description copy trading bots. Just look for that link in the description and follow whichever you wanna follow. If you want access to 100 indicators, just go to my website, browse all the indicators, look for the gallery, study them, figure if you really want those indicators. Don't assume that by joining there is a course for trading. I don't have that yet. And the subscription is not tailored for manual trading necessarily, although includes some indicators that are very helpful that you see me using in all the videos. You can copy the charts and then use them. But the community is on Discord and it's not necessarily oriented to manual trading. Indeed, it's mostly people that like trading with bots, very technical. If you don't have TradingView Premium, this is a no-brainer with 70% in 1 month for free. So don't let that go if it's still there. I think it is, at least for today, maybe a few hours left. Trading Different is very useful. High Block Capital, if you like the analysis with charts advanced and digging deep into the rabbit hole, this is hours, days, months of fun. Genium, if you want to do backtesting on lower time frames, trade 10 years in Bitcoin price action on a backtest and fine-tune your alpha automated trading, definitely go for Genium. 3 Commas are ready, really good looking and very professional trading bot platforms that I love to use as well. And if you're in need of a hardware wallet, if you don't have one, you have to get one for this bull market. It's absolutely nonsense to have your crypto on exchanges all the time, particularly before we go into the bear market. You have to withdraw everything from every single exchange. Assume they're all going down. As soon as the price goes down, every exchange will go down and you will lose all your money. So trade, sure, but take profits and put it in cold wallet. Do it. All right, guys, too much talking for today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you're still there listening to me parroting like crazy. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.